Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, welcome to our show. We have gathered together from the cosmic reaches of the multiverse, two of the nerdiest geeks to be found. We proudly present the professor and her geeky girlness herself, Ace. And now it's time. GeekyKOOL presents Professor and Ace. Hey everybody, this is episode 47 of GeekyKOOL presents Professor and Ace. Ace will be right along with us as soon as she can. She's running just a few minutes late, but we've got two special guests with us tonight, and we've been promoting them. And please welcome Amber and Breanna from OzPod.
Hi guys! Thank you so much for having us. We're extremely excited to be here. So thank you.
We're excited to have you ladies. We, AJ and I were did different things at OzCon. She did a lot more than I did, but we are always so happy because OzCon's so wonderful. We wanted to have you guys on. Congratulations on starting the new podcast, by the way. That's awesome, and we're excited to see where you guys go.
Oh, thank you.
We're excited too because we have no clue how it's going to go.
You know what? There's nothing wrong with that. That's kind of how AJ and I started. We just kind of like, let's do something. So we'll throw something together and see how it goes. And it just kind of evolves as it goes. It's all good.
Yeah, it's fun. It's always fun. We thought we'd give it a try. And of course, we can learn from professionals like you guys. Advice.
Well, thank you. We're just the opening act for Keith and Gary, so that's all. So, so what? Okay. So for people that don't know, let's talk about OzCon. What OzCon is. That way, people kind of have a basis to know about OzCon and what your guys' relationship is with OzCon, and then we'll talk about the podcast.
Yeah, sounds great to me. Do you want me to go over the basics?
Go for it.
So I'm going to know really a lot of this, but OzCon is the Ozarks Gaming Convention in West Plains, Missouri. Usually it's held at the Civic Center every last weekend of April, though this year was online. But it is a nonprofit event, and we raise proceeds for a charity in the community. I'm on the staff. I am the media relations coordinator. So I'm the one that posts, and I usually talk to everyone. So it's nice to have somebody else with me talking away. You can introduce yourself.
Well, sure. I am Amber Carr, and I'm also on the OzCon staff. I am the guest relations coordinator. So like the voice actors we're able to get or local guests, we really like to go for local people like artists, any like kind of vendors like that. We try to stick local and we try to give back as much as we can, which that's what I love about OzCon is that we give our proceeds to the community. We give back. So we have fun to give back, basically.
Yes, definitely. And we have various things from like gaming vendors, anime, cosplay. Like we have everything all in one. Even though we're primarily gaming, we have everything else on the side. Like I think that's so cool.
Yeah.
Instead of just gaming, because I've had a lot of people go, "Oh, it's a gaming." I'm like, yes, but we have more.
We have more. We have something for everyone. We hope.
You certainly do. When I've been there a couple times, and always happy to go to OzCon. OzCon's a great convention. It's a smaller convention for people interested, but a lot of times the smaller conventions are the place to go. Otherwise, you can get lost in the bigger conventions, especially if you're not a veteran at going. So places like OzCon's always a good place to start. But what I was really impressed. Well, first thing I'm always impressed with is how friendly the staff are, how wonderful you ladies are, how you make me feel like I'm some sort of royalty, and I'm just this, I'm just doing a website. So, but
everyone's royalty.
So you ladies are awesome. So, and your staff is awesome. Everybody's so friendly. But and AJ's pointed this out also, but it's not just your staff even. It's people attending. Everybody's so happy to be there. All the vendors are happy to be there. Everybody's very helpful with each other. People watch each other's booths. I was watching this, and it was a really cool thing. So when people had to go, usually one of your staff members would come up and watch the booth for us. But a lot of times if somebody has to get up and go to the bathroom, the vendor right next door is like, "Hey, I'll watch it. You go ahead and go." And it's all good. It's very fun, and there are everywhere from last time. I think there was everything from doing numerous different games going on at the same time to a big old Lego thing going on. There were book vendors, there were shops with comic books, there were people selling software for different game software. I mean, anything you're going to get at a big con you could find there. It just wasn't probably as much as far as a variety of different ones, but you guys had everything. So you guys are full on geek convention that just rocks. So.
Well, thank you. We definitely try to be geeky and just really have something for everyone. Like we said, very family friendly and all sorts of fandoms. I mean, you can be, you can be a true geek to any fandom, anything at all.
Exactly. I agree 100%. Now, tell us about the this last. You just got done having OzCon a couple weeks ago. Tell us about the charity you had and how much you raised for it.
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead. Do you want me to?
No, we can.
I'm throwing it to her.
No, our charity was the Child Advocacy Center. And I want to say, and again, everything was online this year due to COVID and everything. We wanted everyone to be safe. Hopefully we'll be in person next year, but I think we did pretty decent for just the online stuff. Wasn't it over 700?
So we haven't released it yet, so we can't say it for sure, but we can say it was around, it was at least close to 700 for online.
So that's wonderful. And for people that don't know, that was all money that was just donated. It wasn't even the cost of coming to the convention because the convention was free being online, but it was money that people actually pushed the little donate button to donate. People were very conscious of it. So it was a wonderful thing. So yeah, that's fantastic. Good for them.
Yeah, we were pretty excited. So.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, did we really?
Yeah.
We're getting it back and we're like, did we really?
I was excited, especially after such a hard year. And that's extremely generous for people to give during such a hard year because I'm sure they're in hard times too. I mean, everybody experienced it. Was crazy. This huge global.
Yeah, everybody's experiencing it in their own ways.
And we
a
did
lot
it
of
together.
times it is with like their jobs and stuff. So money's tight. I get that.
Well, we do have a comment, ladies. I'd like to see your comment here. Here's we've got Mandy watching us along with 3 other people. And Mandy says,
Mandy! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, yes! We know Mandy. Aww. Very super.
Yeah, Mandy's awesome. Mandy's one of our loyal watchers, and we really appreciate you, Mandy. You're awesome. Talking about loyal followers, we've got Ace with us. We've got our AJ right here. Hey, AJ, how's it going?
Hey,
it's going. I gotta do something real fast. I gotta turn up the volume because I can't hear you.
All right.
There we go. There we are. Yay!
Yay!
I'm sorry I'm late.
Oh, that's okay. We're glad you're here with us.
Well, I wouldn't miss this. I mean, we have the OzPod gals there. Look at that.
I know, right? Right.
Like
So we were just talking about OzCon, what it was, and how the process works and all that. So now we're going to talk about their podcast they're starting. So that's kind of where we're at. Just want to bring you up to speed. So tell us about your podcast, ladies.
Oh, yeah.
Well, okay, so we can start off basically how we planned to do it. We were like, what do we want to do this year since everything's been online, and stuff. And I just basically was just joking, but I was like, let's do a podcast. I'm like, let's do a podcast, just imagine. And then everybody was kind of like, yeah.
And like
what
really
if we
quiet.
did? But then they were like, none of them wanted to do it. But they didn't want it to happen. And then Amber heard and she was like, done. We're doing it.
Amber's like, I'm up for it.
Yeah, let's do it. And we're like, let's be co-hosts. And then, of course, the whole group goes, oh, this is going to be good, but madness at the same time.
Those are always the best kind of shows, though. Serious.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what our podcast is going to be like. It's madness, but it's going to make sense in a way.
Yeah, if we can stay on track.
And that's entertaining to watch right there. I mean, just think about it.
Okay, because just the giggle factor alone that's going to come out of this show is so going to be worth it. Like when they were doing their 3 lives for during OzCon. Oh my gosh, it was so much fun to watch you guys. I first of all, just so everyone knows, I adore everyone who is affiliated with OzCon. But these 2 up there, they're like the cutest people ever. They're like, you know, like those people you meet who are like, you leave and you think to yourself, oh my gosh, they're so adorable. And you just, yeah, both of you from the time I met you, it was just like, you're so adorable. And I'm just like not adorable. So I just always appreciate adorableness. No, I'm cute. I'm not adorable. There's a difference.
Stop right there. You're adorable. Don't you dare. We will debate about this all night. You are adorable.
I just like it's like when people call you beautiful and they say, and then somebody says you're beautiful, and I look at them, I'm like, I know you're not talking to me because I'm cute.
Adorable.
Adorable.
You're all of it. You're all of it.
Whatever.
Just own it.
I can't. It's not even.
AJ.
Positivity. You know who taught us that?
Amazing. I love that I taught you guys something. I just love that you're inspired. Like that freaked me out. I was like, oh. I went to work and I was like, I inspired people.
Of course you did.
But no, you guys are so much fun, and I am so thrilled. One, I miss my OzCon friends and my OzCon family so much because I live in Branson and you guys are all in West Plains. So like being able to go and listen to a podcast or see you guys, that's going to be great. And if you guys can get some of those other people on screen sometimes.
That's what we plan to do. That's what we plan to do.
You just know.
Don't you worry.
Trick them if you have to.
Duct tape works really well.
That's what we're going to have to do with CJ.
I was about to say, we'll just duct tape him to a chair.
Yeah.
Yeah, CJ would be awesome on a podcast.
I know.
Right? But I also know he's like, I don't want to be in front of the scenes kind of person. I don't understand it at all. But he's so knowledgeable about so many things.
You don't understand this when you were exactly the same way. 6 months of me dragging. Come on.
Seriously. Professor would send me texts all the time and be like, please do this with me. Please do these. We just need to go live. We just need to do some videos. And I'm like, I don't want to.
Too bad.
Now I do it all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Now you're an old pro.
I am an old pro. Old part anyway.
Oh.
So what's Amber's like, what are you guys, how are you guys going to do your podcast? Like what, like streaming sites or stuff like that are you guys planning on using?
Well, as of right now, we have just been playing with Facebook Live, but this little doodad we're on right now, so much fun.
Yes.
Right.
We're going to try that out eventually.
Yeah.
But yeah, and YouTube as well. We'll post into YouTube.
Yeah.
Well, see, and the great thing about this is you can have it like this will go onto our Facebook, also simultaneously go onto our YouTube, and you can actually add it to a bunch of other things. And then you can also pre-record and edit if you want to add graphics and stuff and then do it.
Oh my god.
Larry was mentioning some of that, but I didn't catch the pre-record if you said it, Larry. And now I'm just going,
dream come true.
Now all the problems are solved. Well, most of them.
This and we don't have a lot of glitches with it. Like it's a little,
we don't.
You have a little slow, like comments take a little bit of time to come up, but we do see them during our lives and stuff like that. So no, I would love to see you guys do something like this because you can also then invite people like we are now who aren't with you.
Yeah, I like that.
We wanted that really badly.
We really had no idea, and nobody else had any like knowledge of what to do. So when you guys mentioned it, I was just like,
what? What?
Just come to me, grasshoppers. I will teach you all.
Oh. Wax on, wax off. Can we talk about
I do need my car waxed, so that'd be great. Yeah.
Oh,
So,
that's just Larry in his car. I'm sure you actually probably do. Because Larry's a Mustang. You guys heard him talk about his car?
I don't know.
He always wanted a Mustang, and he got one, and so now it's his baby.
it is my baby.
Yeah. That's awesome. What color?
It is dark cherry.
Ooh. That's lovely.
That was probably a beautiful combination right there.
Ooh. Very good.
Yeah.
When the tree fell through his house, he was like, I checked on my kids, and my wife was right there. I checked on my cat, and then I went and checked on my car.
I'm really glad the cat made it before the car.
Yeah.
Well, the problem was the cat couldn't be found.
Yeah.
He was on the bed of my daughter's bed when the tree came crashing through, and so he ended up hiding, and we ended up finding him later. But it was downpouring rain through the house. There was a 100-year-old oak tree that just the last 6 foot of trunk weighed 2 tons. So this thing got blown over by a microburst, which is basically a downdraft of air, because it had like 80-mile-an-hour winds, but then they did a downdraft and burst right in front of the tree and pushed it over right through our house.
No one was hurt.
That's the blessing. And the cat did survive. He was underneath the bed when we found him later, traumatized like the rest of us.
A bad, gone wrong story or something.
Oh, I know. I'm glad that happened.
I know. I was like,
where's this going?
Yeah, they just bought a house. He's moving this weekend, so he's got a new house.
So exciting!
Yeah.
I'm hoping to actually be able to help. I don't know. I'm still finding my footing with the new job. It's not even that new anymore. I'm overwhelmed.
It's new.
Well, you're writing some amazing stuff for that new job, so you're doing a great job there, AJ. So
I'm the only thing that makes me happy is when I come in and I write and then I leave. And right before I leave, Tim Church of the Nerd Informants works with me at the newspaper. And Tim's always just like, you're doing a great job. You're doing an awesome job. And I'm just like, thank you. Thank you so much.
They're great.
It's always good to hear the truth there. I mean, because we tell ourselves all the negative stuff all the time, and having somebody reinforce it, we're doing a good job, is a very important thing.
It is, and the only reason I have the job is because of Tim. He put it on Facebook, and I applied through him saying they needed someone. But no, it's a lot of fun. It's different, but I'm getting there. We have a new girl who starts next week.
So you'll be the seasoned veteran.
Yes, and I won't have to do so much. That's my
That'd be
goal.
great. Will you have to do breaking news still?
I'll still do. I love doing breaking news, so I'll still do breaking news. And then right now I cover Stone and Taney County, and then I also cover Forsyth, Hollister, and Kimberlin City, and any of the little towns that have breaking news happen in them. And I have somebody who covers Branson, so I don't have to cover Branson unless it's breaking news. And Tim covers entertainment, but I cover everything else. And so the new girl's going to come in, and I'm going to hopefully get her to help with Taney County and Forsyth, and then I can focus on Stone County and Hollister and breaking news. That's my goal. But,
so talking about breaking news, we've got some breaking news right here with a comment.
No.
I forgot to send him a text. I was like, you've got to watch tonight because I got the OzPod girls on. And I know you're such a huge OzCon person since Tim grew up there, really close to there. So, and I'm like, you have to watch. So, Tim.
We love that you're watching us, Tim. And then there's a comment here about Tim. See, Tim, you're even getting some love, my friend. See, there you go. And by the way, Tim, you're looking great, my friend.
Loving it.
Tim is looking amazing. Like, I'm
Yeah.
so proud of him, like all the weight he's lost, and like he's just a great guy. So
Yes.
it's fun because I can nerd out at work, which is something else that's fun.
That's awesome.
Because before I worked at a bookstore, and you would think I would nerd out, but I worked with a bunch of people who were into things that I wasn't into. So I would nerd out and learn from them, but at the same time, they're not into the stuff I want to talk about. So I would get my nerd time at home a little bit, and then of course our weekly show. But now I get some nerd time at work too, which is fun.
That's awesome.
Well, and
that's
here's
Oh, go ahead.
Here's the response from Tim, by the way.
Aww.
He's amazing. It's great when you can find people that you can talk to about your nerdy, geeky weirdness, and that don't judge you. And
right.
So that's why I love doing this with Larry. And then I do some things with Shpoo. That's been put on hold because of health reasons right now. But you know, Tim and Josh play off of each other so well, and I think you two are going to be like that. I think you two are going to play off of each other so well.
Well, thank you. That makes us feel really good.
We're definitely nervous.
Yeah, we were a bit nervous that first
It's
day.
gotten better, like, about not being as nervous, but the first day we were just like, oh my goodness, her heart rate was going up.
Yes, it was like, you're working out. And I was like,
no,
I'm sitting here stressing out.
Amen.
You ladies are going to do great. It's going to be one of those things to where it'll become just like, oh, okay, this is just what we're going to do. And it won't be stressful after a point. In fact, you'll just learn to love it, and you guys are going to be awesome. And we're going to say, hey, we had them on our show back when they were first starting. And point back here. It'll be like when you watch the reruns of the Tonight Show, and you know, like, oh, here's Robin Williams' first appearance. Oh, here's where the Ozpod gals first appeared, right here.
Right here.
Right here.
Apparently, Larry and I are really good at that. That's what Keith says. So Keith said that we're really good about like bringing people in, and then like they just shoot and go and reach the stars, and we're just like, yes, we were part of that. That's our job.
You guys are there. You're having fun.
Thank you, credits.
Well, we've got another comment here about our Ozpod gals.
Oh, my mom. I was like, this name looks familiar.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with having your mom watch. That is amazing. Welcome, Brandy. We're glad you're watching with us. So,
Again,
yeah.
So what do you guys think is going to be what do you guys think is going to be the most challenging thing about starting your own podcast?
Ooh. That's a really good question.
I interview people for a living. It's a thing.
Very good question. I would say I think my biggest concern and challenge would be just, I guess, speaking, using words properly. Kind of finding our little, like our voice, like our little niche, I guess, and then like drawing in the followers, I guess. I just want to put things out there that will help people, and I really just want OzCon to become like more well known.
Yeah,
because I want people to know like how much work goes into it, and how, I mean, it's all it's run by volunteers, like through Missouri State West Plains.
Honestly, I don't think a lot of people realize that the staff are just volunteers.
Yeah,
we're just glorified volunteers. That's all that we are, and stuff. But we work on it right as we finish con. We start on the next one. You know.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize.
Yeah, we want people to get to know the staff and get to know like the heart behind it, and and then just keep getting to know cool people like you. And I guess finding our own little voice and getting it out there. What do you think?
Our temporary problem is finding a set where we're gonna be at because our old one got moved to a different office. We were in TJ's office.
Now we're in my office. But I taped some lights to the wall.
But it can't stay here. So.
Well, if you use something like this, what's great about it is you can use it in your house. I've done hundreds of photo shoots, like regular photo shoots, and now I've done lots and lots of videos, and Shpoo has done thousands of videos. I will tell you, I'll give you some tips.
Yes, please.
One, you just need to be comfortable. Don't worry about what the background looks like, because if it's very stodgy, you're not going to be comfortable. You want it to be something that relates to what you're talking about and makes you comfortable. I will watch a video with nothing in the background if the people in it are interesting, and you two are interesting enough to captivate the audience. So, but if you want to put something up there, you guys have that really cool light that's an OzPod. That was really cool during your videos and stuff. But it doesn't have to be a fancy place. Here, right now, this is what we call our studio. It's actually Shpoo's toy room.
It's such a great
Wait, let me see, show you. All of those, but...
Yes!
Wow.
That is a treasure trove.
That's not even all of his stuff. We have stuff in the living room too. But so he likes these behind him when he does his videos. Because he likes that like busy look behind him. When we do videos together, we have another set that my dining room is no longer a dining room, it's another set. And we have our bulletin board with our crime photos and stuff like that, which I just printed off the computer and posted up. So it just it can change, it can evolve. Don't stress about it too much. I know that that's a big thing with you two. I know how you are. But don't stress about it too much. It's going to evolve into something wonderful. And when you have temporary situations, that's fine. Larry right now has this great Minecraft thing behind him, right? But that's his son's bed, like his son's bed.
It is.
And he's hoping to get his own spot in the new house. And so next week or the week after, maybe it's going to look totally different for him.
It'll look different next week. Next week, it'll look different. It may not be a completed thing, but it's going to look better.
So don't stress about that. And if you have to move from place to place to place, that's fine too. It's about what you say. It's about connecting with your audience, and your background really doesn't have anything to do with that.
That's great advice.
Well, if I could take one stress off.
Huh?
If I could take one stress off of you, that's all. That's all I'm here for.
Aw,
that helps a lot. I know. And like I said, it was like, it's only temporary, but
and don't worry about that. It's where you're at now. You don't have to have a fancy studio. It's where you're at, and a lot of the best podcasts are just shot at people's homes. So
yeah. We're glad to be here. We're glad to be talking to you guys. And
we're.
You're already better than me. You have that nice fancy mic. I don't have anything.
That's courteous to CJ. We did none of that. Honestly, thank you, MSU West Plains. I'm pretty sure.
I actually do have a mic, but we only use it for, I don't know if you can see it. We only use it for our series of enigmatic events, and then Shpoo uses it. But for this, I just use my cell phone.
Hey, that's fine. Cell phones are crazy good nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
You can do so many things
with
the cameras on cell phones.
Oh, yeah. So I'm just like, that's what I'm saying. Like, don't stress about it. Eventually, you'll find your home studio, your home spot. You'll decorate it. You'll get it all taken care of and all that stuff. But yeah, if I were you guys, I wouldn't stress about that part at all. It will work itself out.
It definitely will. It definitely will. And in your first several episodes, it's a process, so it's all right. We even changed the name of it, after 3 or 4 episodes or something. Yeah. So because it just didn't flow. So it's just part of the process. Yeah. So it's all good. So we've got a comment here from Lana, and
Lana, thank you so much. I love Lana.
Yes, Lana's super talented. I just want everyone to know that with her nail art.
I love Lana.
Really nice.
But yeah, beanbag chairs done.
That would be a fun way to interview. Sitting in a beanbag chair.
Oh yeah.
I like it. I like it.
Like those giant ones.
We do have a question from Mr. Church, by the way.
Ooh.
Wants to know what particular topic you're looking forward to discussing during the podcast.
Ooh, that's a great question, Tim. Let's see. Well, like I kind of said earlier, I'm excited to interview different staff members of OzCon, but also...
Well, that was one of our main ones, is definitely introducing each staff member.
Yeah.
Kind of, and here and there. But we've also talked about some heavy debating between ourselves.
Yes.
Because if anybody knows, we can talk forever, but we can also talk about a subject hardcore into it. And I can argue for whatever, even if I don't really understand it, I'll argue for it. I will never stop.
I think we will do nerd debates. We're also very excited to do just silly things. It's like, we'll do anything. We're silly. Just like if there's a popular challenge or like, I don't know.
We really just want to have fun with it.
Yeah, we just want to have fun.
We want to be informative, yet also having fun. And I feel like we can still do that as long as we balance ourselves.
Yeah. I don't know if we answered your question well.
No, I think that does answer the question right there. I think that's a good answer. Because that way, basically, you guys want to discuss various things and look forward to having fun. I mean, that really is it. One time you may have a hard-hitting interview, and the next time you may be doing a challenge. Who knows?
Yeah. Never know.
So that'll be great.
Do you know that? We've never done a challenge, Professor.
We haven't. I keep forgetting about the Tide Pods. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm out.
I'm on that one, maybe.
Oh, okay. I heard it really cleans you out. I don't know.
I can't. Oh, Professor, I can't.
Never.
Sorry. Tim says that's a great answer, by the way. Variety of topics is never a bad thing. So I agree, Tim. I agree.
Well, here's what's great about you two. I know you have various fandoms and you have a variety of things you like between you, and then there's crossover things that you like too.
Absolutely.
But I also know that other staff members have things that they like or that they're passionate about that you guys might not be that into. Mm-hmm. So what's great is you have an amazing pool of people to come onto your show to discuss such a wide range of just everything. And that's always the fun part. We love it when we have guests. When we don't have guests, Professor and I make it work. But we love it when we have guests because it gives us another person or two people in this case to talk to and just kind of it adds just a little bit more of a dimension. And so you guys have such just the people who staff OzCon, but you guys also have your regular attendees. You guys could maybe interview them or people who've been at OzCon or something like that. No, you guys, I think that sounds great. And I agree with Tim. I think that was a wonderful answer.
So. So sweet. We need you guys around all the time.
I mean, anytime you need anything, you just message me and I'll compliment you and make you feel good about yourself. It's okay.
And same to you. We'll tell you how amazing you are. You too,
oh, yeah.
Well, thank you. Oh,
big hug.
It's so
I'm a hugger, so there you go.
It's a hugger. He gives like these giant bear hugs. It's amazing.
Oh,
So
I love a good hug.
Love
a good hug.
like, you know, like those hugs that you get and afterwards you're like, that was a satisfying hug.
Yes.
Yes.
Man.
Professor gives those. He's like,
so long.
yeah, it's really good. I don't like those hugs like this. Ugh.
No, it's like
with the fish hands. You're like, what's the point? Yeah, no, that's not a hug. Come on, bring it in.
Touch me? I mean, I haven't had cooties since I was 5.
Yeah, just bring it in. We're just gonna, yeah.
Yeah.
So like candle.
Too far.
So do you? I didn't get to see the beginning of this, and you guys might have already answered this. And if you have, I understand. Do you guys have like a set time frame that you're going to be doing it? Are you going to try to do this like once a week, once a month?
Good question. We have discussed doing it every 2 weeks, starting off like that, and then maybe sometimes just doing it every week. Eventually,
once we get the hang of things. We'll start like pre-recording where we can get some of them done and just edit through it and stuff.
Yeah.
Now, every 2 weeks.
Yeah, every couple of weeks.
We are still trying to debate on what times would be best to post them and stuff.
Yeah. When do people like to?
So, as someone who has studied Facebook algorithms, Facebook and YouTube have different algorithms. So it depends on if you want the interaction from Facebook or if you want the interaction from YouTube. So Facebook tends to have a more like immediate interaction. So if you're going to build your times, I would build them around when is good for Facebook times. And those are typically people after they get off work. You don't want to do a podcast in the middle of the day if people are working.
Yeah.
Right.
Weekends are okay, but a lot of the times people are like have plans for the weekend. So I find that statistically, if you look at the algorithms, Tuesday nights, Wednesday nights, Thursday nights are the best nights to do a live on Facebook because people aren't Monday you're swamped with work, Friday you're done with work, and the weekends you have your you time. And so Tuesday through Thursday and after 6 o'clock tend to be like the prime times for these kind of shows on Facebook.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That really helps.
Yes.
We haven't studied any.
So thank you for your research.
Be the media person, but going, I'm just going to post it when I think people are out of work, and that's what I'm doing.
Here's the thing about it, and I've done social media networking and marketing for several artists for years, and I've helped them develop marketing strategies for their Facebook and their social media. And I'm terrible about it for myself because this is going to sound terrible. I don't care enough. And that doesn't mean I don't care. I'm just like, oh, people aren't watching me. Okay, I don't care. For GeekyKOOL, I care a lot more. But my own personal page and stuff, I've kind of just haven't touched it for a while. But because of that, I've learned how to post, when to post, when is the best time there's certain times that are better for certain kinds of businesses and certain kinds of artists and everything. And this type of thing does better in the evening after people are off work. But before those like TV shows that you really, really want to watch come on and stuff. So like that 5:30 to 7:30 tends to be your sweet spot to start it. And that way you're done so that people can like watch their shows after they've watched you. You're not in people's lives.
You also have, if you have kids, trying to get your kids to bed at a certain time and everything else. So if you got family, then you're having to watch the clock for that. And some people are early to bed kind of people, which I don't understand. But
She is. That's a good debate.
we were talking about that earlier, so it's all right.
Yes, true.
That's only the reason.
I'm both. I can one night till 2 o'clock in the morning and be fine, and the next day I'm like it's 9:30 and I'm exhausted and I'm going to bed. But I wasn't always like that. I used to be a night owl and I used to stay up all night, and then age hit me, and I'm just like, no, I'll just go to sleep when I'm tired. That's my new theory. Right? Eat when you're hungry, sleep when you're tired. This is how life should be.
There you go.
Well, I saw somewhere where people were talking about there's a theory that night owls may have, like, especially if they have resentment towards their work, that they're trying to milk the most they can out of their day. And so they refuse to go to bed because then they know when they get up, they have to go to work. So there's this cycle there. And I'm like, yeah, that kind of applies. I kind of agree with that if you're not, I mean, if you're excited to get up in the morning and like, I get to go to work tomorrow, then you may be more willing to go to bed. But if you're like, I got to go do that thing again. I got to go to the coal mine once again and load 16 tons. I don't know.
That might be it then. I've been getting more and more sleep since I started this new job.
That's good.
Except for the last 2 weeks, which I've been dealing with health issues, so not mine. But no, I'm just super excited. You guys are going to be so great. Like you have no idea. I've been telling everyone. I've shared your page with a lot of people. I haven't gone through my whole friends list yet.
That's okay.
But that will happen. No, it happens. It happens. That's what I do. It's about promoting, and it's about getting people. Like, I would do this with the professor if no one was watching. I would, because we have fun doing it. But I also know that it's good when other people are watching, because we can either educate them or entertain them, or we get something out of it too. And so, but I will promote you guys. I will eventually invite every single person on my friends list to like your page.
Oh,
it happened. It happened with GeekyKOOL.
It did. It did. That's true.
Well, we sure do appreciate that, and you guys giving us advice and helping us is, of course, what was it, baby's first podcast?
Well, and we'll do an article, at least one article about it also, especially as you guys kind of get a set time and frame and everything. That way we'll know what time to promote you for. And it's good that you're talking about every 2 weeks. If you have a certain time every 2 weeks, that way people can get used to that. You're more likely to get those return people if they know when you're going to be on. They think about it, and then they feel bad when they miss, and they go watch it later. That's a good thing. So.
Also, just so you guys know, like with Spoo, when he posts on Scallywag Productions, he has, because he's partnered with us, and so we will post his videos on GeekyKOOL, and if you guys want, we can always post your videos that are on your YouTube on GeekyKOOL, and that way, people can find you in another location. So
yeah, I would actually appreciate that. We just gotta start posting on our.
Yes.
I mean,
he's helping with that.
I love how I spoke for GeekyKOOL and professors over there, but I think
we had talked about it before, and that my heart's to promote other people. So most definitely.
That's what this is all about. Meeting amazing people like you guys. That's just, we're all a family. I know it's so
right,
but we are, and we're all geeks and amazing, and we can just keep helping each other. It's awesome.
That's
exactly.
Awesome.
It's just about growing that geeky world until there's no one left except for geeks. That's it. Geeks and nerds.
Yes, and there's always going to be someone to talk to about something you're passionate about, and it's so
exactly
so beautiful to see someone talk about what they're passionate about.
That's always the fun thing. That's my favorite part about con life and going to cons is literally. Okay, I love Doctor Who. Spoo hates Doctor Who. Here's the thing. Okay. He's only watched like 2 episodes ever.
How can you say you hate it?
So I'm like, you can't say you dislike it if you've only watched 2 episodes. You got to give it a chance. So a couple months ago, I won a bet with him, and I don't remember what the bet was, but the bet was that I get to pick like 5 episodes that he has to watch, and it's any of the episodes I want. But because I know he doesn't like that much, and he's into horror movies, I like horror movies, but I'm not nearly a horror buff like he is. So he goes to cons so he can talk to the people who are huge horror buffs, and I go to cons so I can talk to people who love Doctor Who, and and that is what is the beautiful thing about our relationship. This last year has messed us up.
You need to be showing him Weeping Angels episodes.
Yes.
So I showed him. I think he's seen the Vincent Van Gogh episode, which is my favorite episode of all time.
That's a great episode, yeah.
Right?
And I had a Van Gogh dress on today, and I should have worn it to this because I should have known that you would have loved it.
Van Gogh is one of my favorite artists. Did you guys see the exhibit that's going to be in St. Louis?
Yes.
I said to Tashpoon, I was like, that would be the perfect date. Like, you could take me on that, and you would never have to take me on another date this year. Like,
it looks so cool.
Yeah, have you seen it, Professor? The one where you can walk through the Van Gogh.
I've not seen what's coming to St. Louis, but I want to go now. You've got my interest peaked, so
I will send you a link.
That'd be awesome.
The tickets aren't for sale yet. You have to get on a list, and they'll send you an email when they come on sale and that sort of thing. But I'm super excited about it. I really want to go. Just depends on health issues, but
do they call me about getting an extended car stuff? Is that what it is? The extended car warranty when I get on that list? Is that what it's for?
Yes, Professor. I'm going to say something for that.
You have to get on this list for Van Gogh. Plus, we'll also ask you every time if you want extended car warranty.
It's a thing.
It is. So, all right.
Also, he really needs to see. You should show him the Dollhouse episode if he likes.
Oh yes, yes.
It terrifies me.
That one is so great.
It's so good.
It's just scary enough, but it's not gory scary.
It's great. Those are just terrifying.
It's scary, which I like.
I live in a house that people are scared of my house. It's fine. It's
fine.
I have Cabbage Patch dolls that are dismembered in my front yard. It's fine.
It's true, you do.
They're terrifying. Dolls are terrifying.
I love the glass ones. We actually left one out in the sun for a yard sale, and it melted, and so it has black eyes. Yeah, it was one of my favorite ones, and I was like, "How could you do this, Mom?" But then it kind of looks cool. Freaks out my little brother.
I love doing stuff like that. So yeah, Amber, you might be a little scared of my house. Tim has I've talked to him about the stuff in my house, and Tim, if he's still watching, Tim is known to not like scary things, and so you guys have seen the Annabelle episode, haven't you?
Yeah.
Where he watched Annabelle. Oh my God.
We should get him an Annabelle doll.
Hide it. He's watching. He's going, no.
You work with him. You should hide it everywhere, or just pop up.
Get one that has a remote where its head will move, and
it has a little sound box where it kind of growls a little,
Yeah.
So,
that's too far. Reel back in.
If it was anybody else other than Tim, I might take you up on that, but he's just too nice at work, so I don't want.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you guys can come over to the house, and then he saw pictures of something. This was a couple years ago. This is before I was with Shrew, and I was like, we were playing D&D together, and I was like, you guys can come over to my house, and then Trent was like, yeah, but there's the dead bodies, and he means I have skeletons out in my yard and stuff of dead animals, not real, the Halloween decorations and stuff. And I remember Tim nope. But it's fun. I love macabre art, so it's a thing, and it's just one of my little creepy things that I do. It's one of, I don't know, it makes me weird.
No, go for it.
It's my favorite quote from myself, and this sounds weird because have you ever said something and you're like, oh my gosh, I was so clever?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So years ago, when I was in the PTA with a bunch of moms who did not understand. Listen, I was a good PTA mom, but they all knew that I was like a little odd, and somebody said something, and they were like, "You think outside of the box," and I just jokingly was like, "There was a box? No one told me there was a box. What could I have made with this box?" And that was my right. I'm like, "There was a box? I didn't see the box."
I've said that to people too.
Right,
Where was this box at? I don't know what you're talking about.
And I'm like, I could have made so many things with that box. It could have been a robot. I could have done
exactly.
This is during a PTA meeting, and they're just like, this is a Branson PTA meeting, okay?
So Harper Valley PTA.
This tells you something. And they just look at me like this.
And then we're just like,
we would have been in the back just laughing, like dying.
Come out of nowhere with an actual box and just hand it to them.
Oh my God. That would have been, I was not that clever. That would have been beautiful.
No, that was clever of you.
This box?
This box?
This box. Oh. But no, the whole thing about this is thinking outside of the box. So
exactly. So we've got another comment from Mandy. Thank you again, Mandy. She says the "Are You My Mummy" episode. Oh yeah, that's true. That's a great episode. It's a great episode. And Mr. Tim has replied to you.
I told you.
And then it continues.
We'll all hold your hand. It is on my bucket list to see a horror movie with Tim.
Oh my God, wouldn't that be so much fun? I would literally, when I watch,
make our dreams come true.
Just have a group get together, get some popcorn or something, and just watch a scary movie with Tim.
Exactly.
When I watched him watch Annabelle, I was like, oh my gosh, that is somebody I would love to see a horror movie with.
I'm actually really bad about it.
All I can say, Tim, if I'm going to hold your hand, we've got to skip and sing a little 1, 2 Freddy's After You.
Oh, that would be beautiful. I would pay to see that.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. No. I mean, Tim, I don't think you're going to have a hard time finding anybody who holds your hand in this group. I think we would all hold your hand at a movie. I'm just saying.
We hold our own hands too.
Oh, look at that. I don't have anybody holding my hand.
Wait.
We're doing it. Oh. Oh my goodness. You guys are amazing. When are you guys planning on, I know you said you wanted to record some and like to where you can pre-record so you can edit. When do you guys plan on starting?
Well, next week.
Apparently next week.
Next week.
All right. Do you have a day and a time yet?
I literally just thought of that just now.
Next week.
It's out into the atmosphere.
You can't take it back now.
Yeah, you've heard it first here live, ladies and gentlemen. Ozpod Gals starting next week, coming to Facebook and YouTube near you.
She's going, now you gotta say the day and time, and I'm like,
I was like, I threw that on you, you throw that at me.
I'm busy.
We'll figure it out.
Well, we will post links for it as soon as it comes available. So let us know. And
to make like little videos because we do plan to do a creative lie detector test. We do know that for sure. With this, you'll see.
It's our next one.
It's fun.
Speed.
Yeah. So
I'm okay.
Hold on.
She's
She's
like, let me show you now. She forgot. I think it was live.
Yep.
She's like, I'm just having a chit chat.
I'm gonna wander over here and over here.
Your guys' show.
Time and I'm like,
oh, that's great. Ooh, but Thursday?
Yep, Thursday.
Thursday.
all right.
What time?
6.
I love how they're like talking and like.
She's going six. Look at that. Now we have to hold it to it. Hold ourselves to it.
6 o'clock Central Time. Next Thursday starts the Odd Pod Gals podcast. Stay tuned.
There you go. You're committed now.
It's set in stone.
Set in stone. Yeah, that's how we do.
Well, now
Good job.
Now I need to plan around that.
I'm glad you went along with that.
Yeah.
Work makes the dream work.
Smooth sailing.
That deserves a hug.
I'm not kidding.
Oh,
My ear gets
That's
crazy.
what the podcast is really going to be. Hugs and giggles. That's what I'm excited about.
that could be the
That could be a
the
segment.
parentheses name. Ozpod Gals, Hugs and Giggles.
Either that or just a segment on the show. Hugs and giggles.
And now it's time for Hugs and Giggles. I'll even do the voice for that. And now it's time for
Oh,
Hugs and Giggles.
we just want to laugh for 10 minutes.
Wrong hand.
Oh, man.
Oh, this is going to be so much fun. You guys
All
are
right.
so excited.
We've got some more comments. Let's go to the comments. Mr. Tim is back. He wasn't sure about the plans, but he did say, but he's in if he's sitting in the middle of the group. And everyone takes turns holding his hand.
Like a stopwatch or something, and when it rings, we'll rotate.
like when you're driving and you're teenagers and you get out of the car and you run around. We can't just switch. We have to like run around the whole aisle to get back.
Yes, I also picture like a little sushi thing, and we're all just like
Oh,
slowly moving. Yeah, carousel.
I don't know why I said
Gotta make sure that we're watching this not in a busy theater. I think we might annoy people.
No, we'll do it at someone's home. I'm nominating somebody's home.
I like it.
Planning.
That would be so much fun.
Thursday.
Don't forget to record.
Oh.
This is true.
It should just be on Tim the whole time. Just his reactions. I'm not even gonna lie.
Oh, you'll be there. Don't you worry.
I was going to say to Tim, if I'm holding your hand, you know, in high school I was quite a ladies' man, so I may be trying to get to second base.
Woohoo! Perfect time during a horror movie too.
Yeah.
Big love.
Oh, I have like the weirdest images going in my head.
Instead of hugs and giggles, it'll be screams and giggles.
Especially if a hand's reaching out on the TV coming for you. Ah!
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Tim did say, he also replied with, he wants to be a guest on the Hugs and Giggles episode.
Of course. Now it has to be a thing.
You're our guest. You're the first guest on the Hugs and Giggles segment.
You know what though? Here's the thing, guys. Seriously, at the end of every time you have somebody on, a special guest on, you should end it with a like the last 3 minutes. Just be like hugs and giggles time, and just that would be awesome.
Play like weird, like.
We also just pop in on onesies and we're like, let's go.
Gee, I don't know why that guest didn't want to come to OSCON next year, huh? Weird.
Oh, you know that would make guests want to come to OSCON.
It depends on the guest. Some of them are uptight. Tim did have this advice for me, so I have to buy him dinner first. Okay.
My face hurts from laughing so much. This is how it is. Your face hurting.
Yes. Oh, yes. That's always fun.
Give me
So
the-
Mandy's got a few things also here for us.
That could be
And a Tim reacts up.
guys. That could be something we do on
As
the
long
podcast
as,
together.
Tim's okay with it, obviously.
No.
No.
And Lana has this to say.
Oh,
I think with the hugs and giggles. So yeah.
Sparkle.
Yeah.
You're so good at sparkles. You're a human sparkle.
Oh my goodness, you guys are so much fun.
Oh, my face hurts. You guys are fun.
Yes.
My face hurts.
I was told the other day that I was funny, and I was like, I don't realize what I am, and then when I try, I'm not. So
Be yourself. That's all that means. Be yourself.
yeah. It's a 9-year-old told me that, by the way. A 9-year-old told me, you're funny when, you're not trying. But when you're trying, you're just not. I was like,
9-year-olds know, man. They just,
Dude, I get that on a whole nother level.
It is brutal.
they're brutal. 9-year-olds are brutal. 9-year-old stepdaughters are brutal. I'll tell you that.
Brutal victory.
Little brothers. They'll come and get you.
I'll get you every time.
Yeah, I came out in makeup and my brother goes, "You're so beautiful." I'm like, "Why?" And he goes, "Because you got makeup on." Because I have makeup on? He's like, "Yeah, because you didn't before."
Oh, thanks, bro.
Wow.
Dude, he's like, "You're beautiful before, too."
Oh, good save, good save.
But he
That
said
was
that.
I wanted him to say that. That's what I want to know. My grandson will say stuff like, Doma, why do you look so young when you're so old? like, Aiden, I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult. I can't figure out which.
Yeah, it's like, okay.
I'll compliment you, and then I'll ask you an insulting question. He's 11 though, so he's forgiven too. Because
That's so. That's sweet.
Yeah, I love when they start off sweet and they're like Gatlin's always like, "Sissy," and I'm like, "Yeah," and then he just says something like that, and I'm like, "Great."
right. All you can do at that point is just go, "Okay." That's my thing.
That's my little brother, so I can be like, hey, no. Listen here. And he goes, fine.
Fine. How old is he?
He's 8.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, you have a little brother who's 8. That just makes me feel very old.
Well, we have a 13-year difference. My mom waited a while.
Still makes me feel
There's nothing
old.
wrong with that.
It's all good.
I always feel old when I have like young, beautiful women on the show.
Where?
It's true. Where? Yeah, like you guys. Yeah.
Right there. Right there. Wait.
I'm not young.
Yes, you are.
Oh,
I was singing the Pat Benatar song the other day out loud as it was playing on the radio. It starts off, "We are young," and I'm like, well, okay, maybe I'm not anymore.
Yes.
Heartache to heartache, we stand.
that's when you're like, we were young when this song came out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Professor.
All right, couple more comments here.
We love comments.
I know. So I think he feels like he hijacked this by showing up. I don't know. You didn't, Tim. We love it. So
Yeah, no, you're great.
Exactly what
You
we
gave
wanted.
us ideas. You're not going to like.
That is the hardest part of doing this, you guys.
yeah.
Is coming up with a new idea we do it every week, but that is, I would say, the most difficult thing. Luckily, like I said before, you have a huge pool of people that you work with that you can like pull ideas from, bring them on, talk to them about stuff. But yeah, there are weeks where you're like, what are we going to talk about? And we're like, we don't know. That's what started our favorite movies in the 5-year time periods that we do. Like, that's what started it. We were just like, let's just talk about our favorite movies and it was let's just talk about our favorite movies. And I looked at Larry and I was like, I can't do that. And he's like, why? And I was like, I can't pick the top 5 favorite movies.
Nope.
So it's just by time period. But yeah, that is the most difficult thing, especially when you're trying to just come up with something a little bit entertaining, and it gets a little bit more difficult. But I don't think you have a problem with it for a really long time because of all the people that you are surrounded by.
Yeah.
Well, and it's also good to get that, like what we've got with the movies, have that standby in case there's not anything to talk about this week, or we don't have any guests, or there's no big breaking news, or no movies we're going to talk about that are coming out. You've got something, you can have that standby that okay, we can do this, and we're going to be good, so you're not having to run around. So always something to look for. Lena also had a comment. Says classic Tim. So.
Tim, we should have just sent you a link and you could have just come on here with us.
That's true. We should have done that. Yeah.
There's always next time.
Yes.
It is. Yeah. Anytime, Tim, you're welcome. You're always welcome on the show with us, man.
Once we figure this out, we'll have you guys on Ozpod.
That would be awesome. We'd love to return the favor. Yeah.
Oh, yes, we would love to have you. Tim, come on too, and it'll be like a
big old happy family
screen. Be surprised.
Here's what's great about this format is you're allowed. How many is it? You can have up to 7.
Yes.
7 people. So
7 different screens. Yeah.
Screens. So it can get. We did it for during the pandemic. Shmoo did a 24-hour live stream.
Wow.
Where we were on for 24 hours, except for we did take a break for like 4 hours in the middle of the night, just to where we had it facing our TV facing away from our TV so you could hear the TV playing, but we didn't get in trouble for copyright laws. That's the thing.
Good call.
But we were on for 24 hours, and at one point we had 7 people on, and somebody asked to join, and so I got off of my camera and joined Shmoo on his, just so we could get that other person on there. So you could eventually have like a huge group, like you guys could bring on like everyone who's doing this for OzCon, or everyone who's doing this for OzCon, and have like a bunch of people talking about what they're doing and stuff.
That's awesome.
Well, and I think you can move up to another level in here to where you can do like an unlimited amount. Of course, then the screen starts shrinking. I don't know if you guys have seen I forget the guy's name. He's doing like all these old movies. He's having the cast come back, and he's doing a talk about it. He's a comedian, actor. I forget. Anyway, I post him on GeekyKOOL quite a bit, but basically, there's times where he's got a screen of like 20 people on there. So you can do that. You have to go up to a higher level, and it could be something, if you're going to do a special thing, go up to a higher level for a month and drop back down or something.
That's what we did. That's what we did for the 24-hour one, because I got StreamYard for myself, and then we paid for the professional level so that we could have 7 people or 8. I think it might be 8, but we could have
you might be right.
people on it. Yeah. And that way it didn't do that. So, and then we just canceled that because I wasn't going to do that all the time. So I didn't need that service all the time. Yeah. But that's what's great about it. I think you guys will be, if you do choose this, if you don't choose this, like there are some other ones that are out there, but this one I find is the easiest to use.
I like it a lot.
Well, and this is the one that a lot of the streamers are really using. So when I talked to Keith and Gary about it, this was the one that was recommended to them from several different podcasters. And it seems to be the go-to. So,
hot dog.
Okay,
hot diggity dog.
Tim has this to say. He'd love to come on to both of our shows. Well, Tim, tell us when's convenient. We'll have you on. I know there have been a few movies out. We can talk some movies and even get that other guy that works with you sometimes, Tim. You can hit for him a lot.
Love Josh. We can't say that. Josh.
We do love Josh. I'm teasing Josh. He just has a better voice than I do. I'm used to having the radio voice, but he's got the real radio voice. It's just amazing.
Both have amazing voices.
Right? Tim has a great voice too. But
Tim does.
Like Josh has that like, I'm gonna sell you a used car and you're gonna love it voice. Like
right. Yeah, the voice where you're like, but I didn't want a used car, but I bought 2.
Yeah, Shmoo has that voice too. So it's good. Like when he does like voice work, it's like amazing and he can change his voice. Shmoo does like all kinds of different impressions and stuff like that. Like Lex will be sitting there and all of a sudden I'll hear her go, "Do Scooby-Doo, Daddy, do Scooby," and all of a sudden you hear Scooby-Doo in my living room and I'm like, okay. I'm dating Scooby-Doo now. Oh God.
Zoinks.
Look at that. I can't do impressions. I hate my voice, for one. Do you guys ever do that? I gotta just go a question. Like, do you guys like your voices, or when you hear your voice, you're like, why do I sound like?
I think my voice is super.
I only mentioned it to her. I've never listened to any of my stuff with like Ed Button when we did radio stuff or any videos until the podcast. It was the first time actually watching me again.
Oh.
Because I absolutely hate hearing myself usually, but I can actually tolerate it with the podcast.
Get it, girl.
I know. But
Good.
before then, like when we did like KY3 or anything, I hate it. I hate it. I'm like, nah.
It's a thing. I feel like I'm used to it now, but when we first started, I wouldn't go back and watch or listen to anything. And then with our show that I do with Spoo, he edits all the breath marks out of it to and stuff like that. And so he'll like be back here in the studio and I'll be in the living room and I'll hear myself from the studio. And it creeps me out because I don't want to hear myself. And two, I'm just like, I hate my voice so much. I hate it so much.
You have a nice voice, AJ.
Don't hate on your voice.
No, but I think that most people, because we hear voice different when we're talking, we realize what it actually sounds like. And then when you hear what it actually sounds like, it's not what you think it is.
Yeah, no.
And that's true. You're right.
Yeah.
No, that's accurate.
Yes. And so then you're like, I like the voice I hear better.
I don't know if I like either one. I feel like I sound like a 12-year-old boy sometimes.
Oh.
That's a running joke with some people. I'm like, I'm sorry, I sound like a 12-year-old boy. You know, it's like
I don't hear that at all. Like, I don't hear that at all.
Well, luckily, at least years past, it used to sound like that, and my voice has just changed a little bit, and I'm like, yay!
Do you know what's bad is when, like, Dakota was younger and the school would call, and they would be like, oh, yeah, we needed to talk to Dakota's mom, and I'd be like, oh, okay, hi, and they were like, okay, we know you're his little sister, can we talk to his mom?
That's hilarious.
I'm like, dude, I am his mom. Now, that's not even the worst part. The worst story with that is not actually my voice. It's my looks, and it's when he was 15 years old. We went to the movies. I can't remember what we were seeing, and I bought the tickets, and he went up to buy himself some popcorn and a drink, and the guy was like, aren't you going to buy your date something? Like, judging my kid. And Dakota's like, dude, what? And he's like, don't you want to buy your date something? And pointed at me. And he goes, that's my mom. That's my mom. And he backs away. He's like, nope. That's my mom.
My gosh.
It was so embarrassing. I loved it, but it was funny to me. But he was just like, nope, that's my mom.
Oh my gosh.
My mom.
Really fast. Speaking of voices. Oh no. I don't know if I told you this story. So
Okay.
Kind of recently at work. Oh God. Let's just say a number popped up and I thought it was my home number. I thought it was my mom.
Oh, no.
So I answer the phone and go, what's up, Zaboo-boo? And they hang up. And I'm like, okay, that's weird. She's used to my shenanigans. So I wait a minute longer. I look back down and it's the same number, but 2 numbers are switched. So it wasn't my mom. I misread it. So I'm like, okay, I think this is one of our clients or like donors. So number 1, I can answer and apologize and tell them I thought it was my mom. Or 2, I can lower my voice and act like nothing happened. I answered and lowered my voice and acted like nothing happened. I had to keep a lower voice for like a 10-minute conversation.
Hello there.
It was so bad.
I didn't know that.
It was so bad. Right over there.
what's bad is now, if they ever watch this, they're gonna be like, Sheila.
Weird.
I know. I really want them to be like,
Did they ever say somebody answered weird or something?
no, they didn't even indicate what. No, I think they. Yeah.
That's a great story.
I'm pretty sure they probably knew that it was me, but who knows? So I just thought that was the best idea to lower your voice and act like nothing happened.
Oh, I love you so much.
I think I would have done the same thing. I've been trying to change my voice so they wouldn't know. So I'm with you.
I always get clearly the dumbest decision I could have made in that situation. 10 minutes.
I always, if I want to change my voice up, I just give myself an accent, and I just think about people, like, because I pick up accents when I'm around people so much.
Yes.
Yeah. And so I'll just like start thinking about like when I hang out with my friend Kelly. My friend Kelly talks like this, and so I'll just talk like this, and I don't sound like me anymore, and it's just weird. It's weird. And then I did that to Shmoo the other day, and he's like, "Don't do that."
It's like, I promise I'm not making fun of you. I just catch your accent.
Yeah,
Yes.
another country.
Yeah.
It's like an earworm that goes into your ear.
Yeah.
And your mouth just starts spewing like Southern accents or whatever. I can't do English accents, but
like when you watch Harry Potter all day and you're just like, I'm in the British.
Any British TV shows, and like, and I watch it, and all of a sudden I just start like pronouncing things like completely different, and I'm like, no, stop it. Cut it out.
Go to the loo.
Exactly.
The other day, and
Cupboard.
yeah, I said covered, and I'm like,
The cup off.
but I was like, I said covered, and I'm like, whoa.
oh my god. Oh, I'm glad it's not just me.
So do you want my story about my problem of answering a phone or actually making a call?
Yeah.
So at the job I still have, it was just a different role. I had a guy that was my team lead, and I was going to give him a call on his voicemail to say, hey, I need help with this right here. But I'm also thinking in my head, I need to call my wife about this and blah, blah, blah. So I've been thinking, okay, so I need to call my wife, but I need to call Vinny first. And so I call, and I'm thinking, okay, I need to call my wife. I say, hi, honey. I mean, Vinny. And then I go on to say what I left. He found how to be able to take the voicemail, record it, and play it on everybody's computer the moment I walked in. So you start hearing it echo through the hall. Hi, honey. I mean, Vinny. Hi, honey. I mean, Vinny. Yeah.
Oh, that's the most beautiful story.
Genius.
So anytime I talk to him on Facebook, he no longer works where I do. When I talk to him on Facebook, I always start off with, hi, honey. So.
Oh my god.
Oh, I love you, Professor. You're amazing. That's an amazing story.
That's amazing.
Tim wants to share something too.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love it, Tim. I love it.
That's perfect. I bet they were so confused.
I love that when people are like talking like really high pitched voices, like especially like some guys are like dressed up, as a girl or something, and then all of a sudden they turn around and it gets closer and like they're like, hey, and then all of a sudden he just gets really deep and just like, and they're like, oh hi, it scares them at first, and I love that.
I just love being scared a little. That's so funny.
Hey, it might scare me a little bit, but I love it.
Oh, well, guys, I'm gonna have to get off here. I actually do go back to work.
Ooh.
What's up?
Going back to work. Yuck.
Oh, I just have to finish up a couple stories that I've been working on, and yeah.
Well, good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah.
It's all good. I have to go to bed.
When you get
up
baby to
at
bed.
5:30, you got to.
That's true. I know I keep making fun of you, but there's no way I'd get up at 5:30.
Hey, Professor, did we get the OzPod Girls banner yet?
Well, I've got this.
Oh!
So make sure you guys stay tuned. It sounds like it's going to be next Thursday. We will post information about their show so you can watch live, or if they pre-record, then you can watch the pre-recording, whatever they decide to do there. But stay tuned for the Ozpod gals to see what's going to happen.
And they are going to be on here once they get a set time, and like we have like the links to their YouTube and all of that. We'll put that on the banner as well for every week when we do that.
Yep.
You can get promoted. Of course, we will mention all of our friends. Tim has been joining us via comments all night, but we have Tim and Josh over at Nerd Informants on YouTube and Facebook. They're amazing. Kind of like just wonderful guys who like to watch movies, and they review movies. They do all kinds of fun things, do video games. It's just a little bit of everything. So be sure to go check them out. When you're over there, hit the subscribe button on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, hit that like button. That lets them know that you enjoy what they're doing, and that's really important for us. We also have Keith and Gary over at Pop Culture Minefield on YouTube. Now, this show is a little bit more adult friendly and a little less kid friendly, but they have the best information out there, and they do such great shows. And Keith is even doing his own show now.
He is, yes. He's got some people working with him doing a show. So yes, I did catch the first episode of that. We need to get a banner made for that too. So
get a banner made for that. And then we have, of course, Shmoo over at Scallywag Productions, and that's on YouTube, Instagram. He is going to be posting, of course, his collectible of the day on Instagram and Facebook, but he's not going to be doing videos for a while just because he has some health issues. But be sure to go check him out, and you can watch all the old videos. They're hilarious. Some of the things that come out of that man's mouth is just funny. But be sure to hit that subscribe button and like on Facebook and everything, and then check us out. We're on GeekyKOOL.com. That's our website, but you can find us on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube and just all kinds of stuff. And we have all kinds of contributors who write for us. We do videos and everything. And it's just like, what does Shmoo say? The one-stop shop for all things nerd is what he says when he does his videos. So be sure to check us all out and be sure to spread that love. And that's what this is all about.
it is what this is all about. I agree completely. Talk about the subscribe and the like buttons. By the way, that is very helpful for especially with YouTube. If you guys don't know that, if you subscribe and if you do the like up button, that helps other people be able to see that content. So if it's something you've enjoyed, don't hesitate to subscribe and do that. None of us are going to spam you to death with stuff, but we would definitely appreciate that. That way other people can enjoy something that you did. If you don't like it, well, then just keep it to yourself.
Or comment. We'll talk about it in the comments.
You can do that too, sure. Tim has one more comment for us here.
He's right. You guys are too kind.
Well, we are just trying to provide a service and let everybody know all the cool stuff that's out there. And you girls are on the list, so.
They're like, yes, we made the list. That's what they're really
made the list. So well, I bet AJ's seen this movie, but I don't know if you ladies have. There's a movie called The Jerk, which was oh, you girls have seen? Okay, well, I'm sorry. I'm just used to people that don't know good movies. But there's the scene. There's the scene where he gets the phone book. The new phone books are in. He pulls out his name. I'm somebody. See, there you go. We're the new phone book.
Speaking of somebody just went right behind you. Oh, I saw it.
They did. It's the Flash.
I love that.
He'll tell you it's Wolverine, but you know.
Well, his name is Logan. You did give him that.
I did.
I will.
And Wolverine can run, right? Logan's Run. So.
That's a different movie.
It is, but
I got a phone book delivered to my house the other day. Swear to God.
You did?
It's like this thick, and so Lex goes outside, and it's there on the porch, and she's like, "Somebody left this book. What is it?" And I had to explain a phone book to her.
Oh, now I feel Really?
She's like, I don't understand. Why wouldn't you just look it up on Google?
I mean,
For us old people that didn't have Google when we were young.
And then I explained to her that the white pages are people's home phone numbers. And she's like their cell phones? And I'm like, no, like their home phones. And she's like, what do you mean? Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's something that's not used now. Yeah.
no, we were out driving the other day and we saw an old phone booth. Now the phone was still there, but it wasn't connected anymore. And Screw and I were like, what? There's a phone booth. And it was just amazing. And Lex goes, I don't understand. And we were like, well, back in the day, we didn't have cell phones. And so if you needed to call somebody and you were out, you would go to this booth and you'd put money in and you'd call them and she's like, I swear to God, her face goes, I think you're lying.
no
I've had that reaction also. No, really? Really? What is that really?
Oh my
I think
God.
you're lying. I was like, we're not. That's okay. Sure. Well,
So when I tell stuff like that to Logan and he doesn't believe me, he's he thinks I'm lying, but that's because I'm usually, when he asks something, I feel like I modeled myself after Calvin and Hobbes' dad, where Calvin asks something and Dad just makes some crap up. I'm like, let's do that. So he'll say something like, well, what is that? And so I'll start explaining something completely wrong. So he knows that I do that because he's like, are you serious? No, not at all. So then he's like, okay, what's that? No, it's this. No, what is it really? No, it's really a phone booth.
Oh,
That's beautiful.
awesome.
Well, I love you guys. I will let you go. Bye.
All right. See you guys later. Stay geeky and have a great week, guys. We'll be back Tuesday, I believe. So we should be back Tuesday for our regular show. And
Thank you guys.
make sure to check out the Ozpod gals as they're coming up next Thursday. So yeah. They're like, dang it, you've got us locked in. All right. See you all.